That's lovely. Appreciate that. So allow me to just get right into it. Ever since the morning of November 9th, 2016, the feeling I feel the most is anger. Anger at a country that has failed me and people who look like me for centuries. As I walked around campus that morning, I saw my peers, young Americans from a multitude of different backgrounds, fearful of what this meant for themselves and for their family. That morning, heads hung low, shortening the distance that tears had to travel before they graced the earth. I remember some individuals cautioned of catastrophizing, showing hope that the results of the election would not actually bear any ill fruit. But now, a year later, those tears, as they were then, are justified. I'd be curious to see the figures on how this past year has affected the mental health of those subject to the round-the-clock absurdity of this nation. It is almost humorous to watch presidential debates from decades past and witness the relative decorum that even the then radical belief holders operated with. Now, I am not one to romanticize the past, but what we are seeing here regularly should by no means ever be considered normal. It is an era of cruelty. Ultimately, what we are seeing since that morning is the pinnacle of the potential folly of the two-party system. Unmitigated division. Now, I know how ugly politics can get. I've personally ran and lost 3 student council campaigns myself. But obviously, the stakes we're facing here are a tad bit more important than getting to decide the theme for some high school prom. It has been 23 years since a Democrat has won a statewide election in Texas. And the man who currently holds the seat that we're going for is a Republican incumbent in a red state with national name recognition. That's the stage. That's what we are up against. Now, in most cases, this would be cause for alarm. But allow me to remind you exactly what we've got. We've got a man who has made it a personal hobby of his to turn the improbable into a reality, who went from punk rock to politics, who started a tech company in El Paso, who is running a successful political campaign in 2017 without taking a single PAC dollar. And most important, we have a man who has built an entire career out of defeating incumbents. You see, unlike me, our guy hasn't lost an election yet. So that's 2 incumbents down. What big deal is one more? We are living in a time when so many of our elected officials have taken a look at the national climate and taken the opportunity to double down, hide from their constituents, and simply ride this wave out. But in this room, we have a man who just this week officially filed for Senate, who has the qualities of integrity and tenacity. That's what we've got. Representative O'Rourke, a man who possesses the unfortunately rare quality of recognizing the basic humanity of immigrants and those subject and victim to the war on drugs in the private prison system. He is the real deal. He knows that it is a woman's right to choose. He knows that we need to ensure quality health care and education to not just the wealthy. He knows that we need to ensure legal protections to the LGBTQIA community. He embodies the poise, the grit, the strength, and the courage that is synonymous with our state. We face an opponent, Senator Cruz, who has time and time again proven that he is not only complacent, but complicit and also actively relishes in the absurdity that generates from this nation. So come these incredibly crucial midterm elections, we have an amazing opportunity to trade up. And so, this may be a David and Goliath story, but we are packing one hell of a slingshot. When I was asked to speak here tonight, I was tasked with representing the thoughts and concerns of my generation and my age group. So I asked them. I asked my peers what they most wanted me to convey here tonight. And what we want more than anything else is something to believe in. To remove the negative stigma around the word liberal, around the word conservative, around politics in general. With each passing morning, we are less able to believe that our outrage matters, less able to believe that our elected officials will prioritize us over their own financial gain. We need proof that our efforts are worthwhile. And I know our political system has its faults. But if we are simply waiting around to build something new out of the ashes of the old, then those in society that are already the most disadvantaged are left as the kindling on that funeral pyre. We need actionable change now. So in this moment that we draw breath, on behalf of my contemporaries, what we have chosen to believe in is you, future U.S. Senator Robert Francis O'Rourke. We entrust it to you, our hope, our anger, and all of our sorrow. But also know that you will not need to go it alone. To whoever's ears these words may fall upon, we have to understand that we cannot afford to be passive. We cannot allow that frustration I have felt, that we have all felt, bring us down into a state of political nihilism. We all have a role to play here. We need to organize before there is no semblance of reason left to salvage. So on the morning of November 7th, 2018, let it be known that your donations, our words, and his beliefs will have helped pave the path towards a renewed America. Thank you.
Wow.